Welcome to the channel. This will be a reading where I focus on the energy of Jennings. This is a general reading. It's for entertainment purposes only. But let's see. I like to be a fly on the wall. I like to peek through the blinds of the person on your mind, or in this case, I would like to peek through the blinds and be a fly on the wall of Jennings. If there's any questions that I don't ask in this that you would like me to ask in a reading for this person or other readings I've done, leave it in the comments, let me know. Show me what represents Jazz's energy currently. Oh, it's a lot. 8 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, a lot of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. Well, the 8 of Pentacles is about work. Basically, the 7 of Pentacles is planting seeds and watching what we've worked on or what we're working on. And this is kind of like working diligently at a single task in the hopes of perfecting it. Doing it so much that it's like second nature. 4 of Pentacles, in this card, it's a very business energy, business type energy. When I see the sheep here, the lamb, makes me think this person might feel like they're a sheep or a lamb in the world of how they make their living, or this could represent how she feels like her mom or something. Like Jazz might feel like a little lamb. She could feel like someone is controlling or holding what she earned or worked for. And this is the Page of Pentacles. Jazz could feel like someone in their life feels like they're not handling they're handling their money in an immature manner, or they could feel like they don't have full control of their finances. This is very like money oriented. And then there's this Ace of Cups, which is, aces are all about new beginnings. Cups are all about love. This rose is like bloomed around this cup filled with water. There's like a metamorphosis of with the butterflies here. So Jazz could be very focused on a new beginning in a romantic aspect, and maybe wanting control of their money. That's what I feel from that. So let's ask, let's delve a little deeper. How does Jazz feel about themselves? Well, maybe I should ask this way like I did in the other. How does Jazz feel about their childhood and how it shaped who they are today? Five of Cups, 5 of Swords, 6 of Cups. I did a reading on the Foodie Beauty and Amberlyn, and I asked the same type of question. So when I'm asking how Jazz might feel about their child, this is again for entertainment purposes only. When I ask how does Jazz feel about their childhood and how it shaped who they became as an adult, the first card I see is the Five of Cups, which in this card, this is the person that focuses on what they don't have instead of what they do have, or feels that things, whatever maybe this cup represents, is spilled out. There's sadness to this card, regret. Five of Swords is a card that represents like arguing, fighting. Sometimes it represents a person walking away from an argument, like choosing their battles, kind of thing. This could suggest that Jazz felt like there was a lot of conflict and maybe feeling like they had to guard or defend themselves. But yeah, this card is linked to like fighting. And then the Six of Cups, which is a card that represents a few things. Here too we see these two cups, and it's like the two cups that are spilled out in this card. So this could be connected. There could be a feeling of nostalgia to the childhood. This card can sometimes represent a desire for a connection, a love connection, a soulmate connection. So I'm going to say that Jazz's childhood and how it shaped who this person became as they got older. There could be a lot of sadness and feelings of cups that have been spilled and regrets over things that can't be changed. Definitely feeling conflict, fighting arguments, not feeling heard or understood, and a desire, a nostalgia attached to the younger years in a way, okay, for sure, and a desire for a connection, a love connection. And then on the bottom is the Emperor, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Devil card. Oh, and the Tower's under that. So I would say that the Emperor, this is Aries energy, fiery energy. When I see this card, I think of a person that maybe isn't paying attention to the things that they feel they should be. Like sleeping here, napping. This energy is like enamored with this energy as it gives its wisdom. They might feel like because of their childhood they lack direction, that they lack an ability, or they desire or feel like there's an energy that tries to direct them, and they might just want to like daydream, not pay attention or take charge of the grown-up aspects of life. And here, again, a very money-focused ace, a pentacle card, and this is the ace. And usually aces are brighter cards. They're like, this card should be abundant and full of life, but it's like barren. And here's this lamb again. The same as here with this energy holding the coin. So I'm gonna say that the the influences of the childhood affected how either they, because I also associate pentacle energy with roots, which in this card you see these trees, they're barren. I just am feeling like Jazz might feel like a lack of, an inability to take charge of their life in a grown-up manner, and like almost like arrested development, is what I'm feeling here. And they might even have a desire to have someone that they view as a strong energy make decisions for them. And they might feel like, again, this barren emptiness connected to the pentacle energy, which is like what represents them currently. So they're very like either focused on roots, where to root themselves, how they feel about their roots, or legit like connected to their money and feeling like they can't control it or something. And then this devil energy. In this card, the devil is like a puppeteer. So Jazz might feel, and sometimes, and with the devil energy can represent like toxicity and inability to control oneself. So again, we have this energy that's controlling the finances, the business aspect. Even I feel like this energy's here. This, this could represent how Jazz feels like they don't have control of certain parts of their life, of who they are, maybe, even. And then the Tower being underneath that. This isn't, oh, and the Judgment, which is like a reflection of this card. Right? It's like the same card, but like in this card, this energy is free. The other people in the card are looking towards this energy like they got their shit together here, you know, whereas here it's dark. It's just a darker card with a, you know, devil energy. Almost like this person was resurrected or something, became a new self, which would make sense. The Tower is a total collapse of... So this could talk about how Jazz's youth, how at one time, because of their younger years, they felt out of control, no lack of control, like a lack of control to their finances and their future even, and where they were going to root themselves, how they saw their future to be. And like as an adult person, this is could represent how they felt tied into maybe the show, their family. This could even represent people in their family, like, and how Jazz might felt like vilified by members of their family. I felt that, so I said it. And this could represent Jazz feeling the desire and need. The Tower is not a great card overall. Like, what it represents is like chaos, a collapse of everything. But after the collapse of everything is the new day. And so when I see this, it makes me feel like Jazz might be in a place where they might be having a breakdown, or had a breakdown, or have some sort of, like, this could be separating from the family, okay? This could represent that they have feelings, whether they express it or not, that the family has been toxic, or it has become a toxic thing. This could represent breaking away from the old self, because this represents the foundation, the home, the family, everything. And this card, like I said, reflects this devil card energy. And here, the energy is free. So there might be a desire to free themselves from their old self, their old, like, the whatever they felt rooted, the roots to the old family, the family, wanting to create a new, like, life for themselves, like, to work on that. And they might be keeping that to themselves with this Four of Swords. So, how does Jazz feel about Jeanette, their mother? How does Jazz feel about Jeanette? Temperance on the bottom. This is a card that represents balance and patience. So Jazz could feel like it takes a lot of patience for them to, like, have the relationship with their mom. Okay, the Star. I'm feeling like this is a saying that Jazz actually desires and wishes to have a balanced relationship with Jeanette. Chariot. Seven of Cups. King of Wands. Four of Cups. Queen of Cups. So, Jazz could feel like, this could also be saying that Jazz feels like Jeanette utilizes Jazz in order to gain some sort of fulfillment, a wish or something, because the Star is a wish. The Chariot. When I see the Chariot is Cancer energy. It sometimes represents the traits of a person that has a hard shell on the outside, but is, like, mushy and full of emotions on the inside. And this card sometimes, for me, is like someone trying to get away. This also represents a person that has and feels like they have a destination that they want to reach. The Seven of Cups is looking at the choices, and here's the plane that was in the Tower card. So, and here's the King of Wands. This King of Wands is an interesting card. Sorry. I usually say it reminds me of an energy that might be immature in its sexuality. Or come across that way. Like, it just seems like the clothes are too big for this energy. Like, it's an older person in a smaller body is, what I usually feel from this card. So, Jazz could feel about their mother, Jeanette, that either Jeanette has used them in some sort of way to reach a destination, a wish. I felt it, so I said it. Jazz could feel like the path that Jazz wants to take is maybe a different path than Jeanette envisions or sees for Jazz. That Jeanette wants to make choices for Jazz. That Jeanette maybe stifled the sexual growth of Jazz. Alright, that's what I feel from this card. That, so this is the Four of Cups, and here we have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups should be a nurturing energy. It usually represents an emotional energy, a feminine Scorpio sometimes. It can sometimes represent as someone that drinks too much, overindulges in things, whether they're healthy or not healthy. The Four of Cups is like holding on. Sometimes it's wanting, it's not wanting the cup that's offered to us at the time, and sometimes wanting it, desiring it later on, is what I should have said. In this card, though, you see, it's like the rose that's here. Saw it in some other cards. It's here in the background where the work representing jazz. I believe it was in the Pentacle, Ace of Pentacle card. The point is, in this card, it's like Jazz might feel like smothered even by Jeanette, because like the water, it's this energy's trying to water the rose, but there's a cup over it. Like yeah, Jazz might feel like the mother is in a way trying to keep Jazz covered, keep Jazz away from the outside, is where I felt from this. And she might look at her mother like her mother is either uses emotions or uses Jazz's emotions to to like in a way control her. That's what I felt from that. How does Jazz feel about the television show that she's part of? How does Jazz feel about the television show that she's part of, growing up on TV, basically? Interesting. The sun. That's interesting. So the sun, and here the Ten of Cups, the Emperor again, and the Moon. The Sun card represents new beginnings, a new day. It represents happiness. Here we have that rose again. And when I use this deck and I get this card, it makes me I feel weird about certain cards. It's just a dark card, like the Ace of Pentacles. Like the Ace of Pentacles should be a bright card. The Sun, again, a bright card. But this card, it just doesn't make me feel that. It makes me feel like this should bring happiness, but there's a darkness to it. So, like, Jazz might, this is what I'm feeling, that Jazz might see the show and how she grew up and all of that connected to it as something that she should be happy about, but in a way has this rose, like in the Four of Cups, put her in a place where, like, she might feel like she's in a world of her own, that even though she's out there in the world, the sun also for me sometimes represents a person that everything is revolving around them. So she could feel like things sometimes, like the show exists because it revolves around her. This could represent the duality that she sees in herself, like this rose, like the thing that her mother has nurtured or tried to nurture, or in her eyes, encapsulated, like in that Four of Cups card. This could be how she just sees that the sun, the show, whatever it has brought for her, whatever she feels it's brought for her, the forum it's brought for her, the love, the hate, all of it, I guess. The life that she has today is because of it. Or vice versa, I don't know. But she might feel like, although it's brought a lot of happiness to her and probably her family's life and stability and a new day and all that stuff, that there's a darkness connected to it as well. And again, this Ten of Cups And when I see this, I still feel like I do, from pulling it earlier, that it represents the masculine or the strong energy that she feels has control in certain aspects of her adult life, or the lack of control that she is able to have in her life. This is a Ten of Cups, another card that should be bright and kind of happy, but it's a little dark in the background. So she could feel like the show has brought, you see these like, here the lamb and the fox and the rose, everyone is like frolicky in the energy. And the Ten of Cups is about emotional fulfillment. So she could feel like the show has brought her a sense of emotional fulfillment, friendships, relationships, maybe even love relationships. But that there's a sense of control or a lack of control connected to it, and or being part of it. And here's that rose that's covered in the glass. The moon. So this could represent that Jazz feels like there's certain things that are hidden, that she wants to keep hidden. Maybe that the show, she feels, I'm going to say these are very similar in nature, with like the same character on the same planet, the same rose, but in this it's covered. That Jazz might feel like the show brings lightness and darkness into their life, and there are things that they might feel like they have to expose and show, but there's parts that they wish they could keep to themselves. They might feel like the show has made it so that there is no way for them to hide anything, even when they would try to or want to, that they can't, like, everything's exposed, basically. But they feel like they have to recognize and appreciate that what is supposed to be, like, why they should be grateful for having the show, and, like, you know, maybe there's other people in their situation that would look at this as a positive thing. I think they do appreciate it. I feel that, but I think that it brings them a lot of sadness. But I don't think they know any other life. I don't even know if they could, you know what I mean? Like, they can't even necessarily compare it to any, like, have a comparison. How does Jazz feel about the people? How do I word this? Does Jazz regret transitioning? Which I feel is a loaded question, and, like, hard for this energy to even, I think because Jazz transitioned so young, it might be something that this energy couldn't, I don't know. So let's see what the cards say. How does Jazz feel? Does Jazz regret transitioning? I don't know, should I say, how do they feel about that they transitioned so young? That's what I'll ask. How does Jazz feel within about transitioning so young? Okay. So, Temperance came out, or flipped over. And the Temperance card is about balance, right? This came out when I asked about the mom energy. Jeanette, right? I believe. So, I'm going to say that Jazz feels about the transitioning like They might connect it to the mother energy. Alright? A certain part of them might understand, like, they have to have patience with themselves and their mother in regards to the fact that they transitioned so young. Three of Wands. This is like Jazz recognizes that this choice was made. Like, this was... There's no going back. Right? Like, I made the path. I made the choice to go down this path. Six of Pentacles. They could recognize or understand that by making this choice so young, that it's brought the life that they have today. They understand that they have this life that they have today, this Pentacle energy. I don't think they know any other way of being. And the Fool, this says to me that there is a part of Jazz that might feel like this was a very foolish jump. That when this decision was made, like, wasn't really thought through. Okay? Because that's what the Fool is. It's going into a new beginning without looking into what we're jumping into. So Jazz might feel like they might reflect, and if they do reflect back on it, might think, I wish I knew then what I know now, like, into regards of, like, I guess, procedures and things and like, everything that you jump into when you take a leap into this new life. And then under that is the Nine of Swords and this Chariot again. So I'm going to say that there are moments where Jazz feels like in a nightmare about this. This is a card that represents depression, nightmares, literally trouble sleeping. And I'm going to say deep down, there's a part of Jazz that might blame, I felt this, so I'm going to say it, the dad. Like, maybe the dad didn't stand up and protect Jazz as a young person. If I felt it, so I said it. It's a general reading, and that's what I felt. And there could be a part of Jazz that might reflect on how their path... This could be saying that there's a part of Jazz that might reflect on if their path had been different, if someone maybe had protected the younger energy and looked at what was being, maybe had some, like, vision of the future, not to jump so foolishly into such a big cliff. They might reflect on how maybe things could have been different if paths were different. So there might be a part of them that definitely thinks about the what if part of it and has, some feelings about that, but ultimately tries to have patience, I think, with themselves. And I really feel like this card represents, like, the feeling about their mom, the energy, the connection, wanting balance, and the water in the Temperance card. It just is reminding me of what I felt was linked to Jeanette, which was that Four of Cups and the Queen of Cups energy. Alright, what does Jazz see for their future? What does Jazz see for their future? Oh, snaps. Okay, that was unexpected. Three of Cups is on the bottom. So, I'm gonna say there's a desire for, Jazz has a desire to either reunite with someone, excuse me, to manifest a new beginning, to have the King of Cups is here, which is like love, nurturing energy. So they have a desire to like have connections, to manifest a new beginning, and maybe even in a, like specifically in love with an energy, another person. If not representing a relationship with their self, learning to love themselves, it could represent that. Because seeing this cup here, maybe that's what that big cup is about. Maybe that's about self-love. Because that's what that energy's holding there. And the King of Cups is like the divine partner to the Queen of Cups, or a reflection of that. So when I ask what they see for the future or whatever, I see the Death card, the Devil, and the Ten of Swords. So the Death card can represent, with this big rose here, I'm going to say that Jazz sees for themselves, and with the Fool card I saw, that they have a desire to be reborn, okay? Sometimes I saw this card, sometimes I would, this could say that the literal death of someone close to them could affect them in a way that makes them look at life differently. I felt that, so I said it. But it also, like, in a way where they're like, screw this, life is too short, like, you know, I'm gonna jump off the cliff in my own way, instead of being pushed off it or forced into a new beginning. So that's what I'm feeling from this. This is representing the death of the old self. So I feel like Jazz had the desire to release and be reborn, in a sense, and release themselves from whatever they view this devil energy to be. And I'm gonna say that this could represent, and I'm just feeling it, like their family, like the whole, that this could represent like the family and the show, and just everything that they feel has had some sort of hold on them or connection to them up to this point. This could even represent what has hindered them: food addiction, the mental feeling of mental instability, judgments from the outside, judgments from one's own self, everything that basically hinders someone to the old self, what's holding them back or filling them with a sense of darkness. This, for me, really, and I'm feeling this represents their desire to find themselves and understand themselves as a person. And this is the Ten of Swords. So either they feel that they've betrayed their own self and they want to release that, or feeling like not either a specific energy has betrayed them and they want to release that energy. And I'm only saying that because there are more positive cards here, but they might go through this. This could be connected to the Tower energy. This could be the Tower for them, because these cards are more positive here. These are pretty negative cards, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this could represent that, like, Jazz feels depressed and is reflecting on how they feel to release the old self. I'm just feeling that a lot with this Devil energy card with the strings. But yeah, they could really just be, they could be actually depressed, and this could represent how they feel they betray their own self by falling into a dark place in their mind. And this could represent the inability to release those energies that have some sort of control over them. Okay? That's what I'm feeling there. If there's questions that I didn't ask that you want the cards to answer, leave it in the comments. Let me know. Hopefully I see you next time.